All right, seventh grade, we are back at it again. We are ready to jump into lesson 5. So we're going to be doing something very similar today where we're looking at a different section of the text and we are analyzing text structure. How's it organized? How's it set up? Okay. First, we have an entrance ticket. Remember, you guys, they might look a little bit different because this module was one that was changed. Okay. So I'm going to pull up what your entrance ticket looks like and see how it compares to mine that I've got on the screen here. All right, so it is the same. It is the same. Okay, so I want you guys to go check page 24 through 25. That should be right around where this entrance ticket is located. Go ahead and work independently to break this entire entrance ticket down. You've got to find the meaning of a word, break it down by prefix, root, and suffix, and then you've got some questions to answer. So go ahead and do that independently now. And when you've finished, I would like for you guys to talk about this as a class. All right, guys. So now that you've done that and you're back with me, this question has 2 parts. So the first one, you were supposed to break down the word preoccupied. So the prefix, the word part pre, should have been in that first box right here. The meaning is before. Before. We know that. That's one that's common knowledge. The root of that word is occupy. So that should go here in the word part. And the meaning is busy or distracted. The suffix is ed. That puts the word in past tense. That's the meaning here, past tense. So using these words, what's the definition of preoccupied? You guys should have said something like busy or distracted, not paying attention to, or lost in thought. Then you had a multiple choice question, which says, got a piece from the text. It was an uncanny stillness in the midst of one of the most densely populated areas on the planet. What is the definition of uncanny as it is used on page 40? You guys should have said strange. Okay. All right, guys. Very good. Learning target for today, we have 3. The first one, I can determine the meanings of unfamiliar words and phrases. You guys just did that. I can identify the structures Peters uses to organize pages 32 through, that should say 38. I can explain how sections of patient 0 contribute to the whole chapter. So that's something like we did yesterday, right? So now we're going to go into reading. So then we can look at these sections and talk about the structure that is in them. So please go ahead now and either independently or with a partner read pages 32 through 38. All right, guys, now that you've done your reading, let's go ahead and capture the gist of this section in our gist logs, 20 words or less. I think you could probably even capture this in 1 sentence. So go ahead and do that now. All right, guys. So big idea from this section. Baby Francis struggled, then died, possibly from cholera. Stranger took sample of water from pump. Okay, big picture ideas, right? All right. All right, guys, I want you guys to have some discussion as a class. Volunteers, share your strategies for reading this particular text. Consider why the author structures the text in this way. We've talked about this. You guys see this broken down into a lot of sections. How the combination of narration, so like telling you a story, and then these additional sections that are often descriptive or listing help achieve the purpose. Okay, so have some discussion around this question. All right, guys, so we are going to move on and we're going to start analyzing the structure of these sections. I want for you guys to work individually on this because my hope is that then you're going to come together and you're going to have some discussion as a class. Your teacher can walk through this with you. So what you're going to do, I'm going to briefly walk through this with you. And then you're going to pause and work. And then I'm going to go over all this with you. And then you're going to do some writing on your own. Okay. So in that first section, you're going to match the gist to the sections they describe by drawing a line. So you're simply connecting the dots, okay? Then you've got some multiple choice questions. I want for you guys to go ahead, pause the video, and work on this part individually. All right, guys. Sorry, got something in my throat. Okay, let's go ahead and go over this part together. Section headers. The Soho cholera outbreak of 1854. You guys should have paired that with Sarah Lewis discovers that her daughter Frances is ill. That's the gist for that section. Nothing to fret about. The gist for that section is doctor proposes an idea. The angel of death visits. Gist for that section, Frances keeps getting worse. Husband mentions cholera rumors. Cures for a penny. Doctors offer a lot of fake cures for cholera. And the last one, it's all gone quiet. Jon Snow takes water samples. All right, I'm quickly going to go through the multiple choice questions. Number 1, you should have said A. This is a descriptive passage of the different cures that doctors offered for cholera. Number 2, it shows C. It shows that doctors weren't knowledgeable about cholera at the time, and we've talked about that before. Number 3, it provides a possible cause for Frances's illness. So what new information does that the angel of death visits add? Okay. Number 4, how does ending the section "It's all gone quiet" in the way that it ends contribute as the whole to the whole? D was the correct answer, by introducing someone who may be able to understand the spread of cholera. So now you guys have some writing that you need to do. So without reading ahead, what is the author suggesting about how the cesspool and the water pump might be related to the spread of cholera? Make inferences and use evidence and clues from this excerpt to support your inferences. So go ahead and pause the video. I would say you guys are going to need 15 to 20 minutes to work through this. You're going to work independently, and then you'll come back to me for just a second. All right, guys, now that you've done this, this is an example. This is an example answer. I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to ask that your teacher go through this with you, talk about this with you, and you compare your response to this sample answer, share with your partner, get some feedback. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Your teacher can pause the video now so you guys can see this, and I will see you again very soon.